Yeah, we had put in a no-huddle type offense trying to set the tempo. The one thing we wanted to do was go down there and set a tempo, both offensively and defensively, and try to take as much charge as we could because we knew we were up against some good athletes. I knew offensively we had to try to possess the ball. We wouldn't just do it by running the ball. We had to loosen them up. And so we mixed up the run and the pass.
And again, what you said, the key to the game, the key to these Notre Dame games seems to always be turnovers.
Yeah, we started out the first play, Jim, with a mix-up in communications, and John Vaughn got called for the fumble, but he didn't even realize that he was going to carry the ball. Then they come back with Culver, their big fullback, and he cuts back. We had a lot of cutback plays in the game.
Yeah, did you adjust to that later?
Somewhat, but then Ishmael got loose later on 2-on-1, so, and there's Culver again for 6, and then Meyer on the option play. The option play hurt us a couple times. I think that short one, but then they pitched with Ricky Waters later.
You knew they were going to do some option, didn't you?
Yeah, we expected that, and so we had some of it defended, but we were more worried about the sprint-out pass.
Then you come back, and John Vaughn, after fumbling, really gets it going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I said, that fumble wasn't completely his fault, and he had 2 big runs there, and then Elvis steps up in here and avoids pressure. The one good thing about the passing game, Jim, we never really got sacked all day, so that really helped. And then Carlson kicked the field goal for us and made it 7-3.
7-3 at that point, and you got to feel with the fumble, you're really kind of in there because you moved the football.
Oh, yeah, that really helps. And then they come back with a play like this, just a great catch, 3rd and long, and they got out of a number of those situations. And here they are rolling and hitting Ishmael again up the sideline. He's a great player.
Did you expect them to roll? Because Meyer's reputation is a drop back.
Yeah, he was more of a roll type. Well, I'd say Lou Holtz's philosophy was more of a roll type of passing attack. So we expected that, and a couple balls we could have tipped there.
They get in, it makes it 14-3. And again, the thing that bothered you is they broke out with some big plays in the run.
Yeah, we can't allow that on defense. You got to contain the runs, those 15, 20-yard runs, and a couple of them you want further than that. You can't allow that.
You go right back, and I tell you what, diversifying on offense. Here's the wide receiver screen.
Yeah, Desmond Howard had a big game for us. I think he had 6 catches for 133 yards or so. And Elvis here, we were going deep, and I think we got this one, Jim, but their corner reaches back and grabs our wide receiver, Derek Alexander, and
no call.
Yeah, there should have been a call. You can't, you teach a defensive back if you're beat to grab the guy and take the pass interference, but we didn't get it. Then they come back with Ishmael on the reverse for a big play. And
this guy's slippery, Ishmael, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really exciting. He's a great athlete, and he can put some moves on you.
Here's the defense, though, coming back, and after their first 2 possessions, you really keep them out of it until the 4th quarter.
Yeah. And then we start doing the things they did to us in the kicking game last year. Tripp was returning a couple punts for us, and we won that phase of it, and we were happy with that because we contained them on the kicking game.
Getting a special teams play like that is great, and here you come back and you start to make things happen. 4th down and 3. Look at this call.
Yeah, this one I couldn't believe. I was standing right there, and I thought we had a 1st down by a yard, and I don't know why they marked it that short. I thought 2 calls there really hurt us in the game, and the measurements really kind of went against us.
But you get the ball back, they cough it up.
Got a fumble here, which was a big play for us, and our defense put us in good position here. And then we come back, and Elvis does a good job with great protection. And Desmond Howard runs an excellent route on this and goes in for a big bomb.
But the key maybe is it's 14-10 at halftime, Mo, is the fact that the play-action fake on that long bomb really held them. You'd set that up all day.
Right. We had to do that, Jim, as I indicated earlier, because then the draw play works better. And if you just run the draw play and you don't do those things, those linebackers run downhill at you, and that helped us open the holes. And I think, our line blocked pretty well, which we expect them to do. And as I said, the protection was pretty good.
Yeah. Were you pleased with the diversity of the offense first half?
Yeah.
Feel a little jittery?
Yeah, well, we started off with bad communication on the first play. It really had a fumble, which resulted in them getting a touchdown. That hurt us. But then we settled in pretty good, and the kids did a good job with it.
Okay. The second half was a little tough. The Wolverines go up and then fall. Don't go away. We'll be back to take a look at the highlights of half number 2 when we return on Michigan Replay.
We battled back. We played hard. We played like Michigan, and we got down to the end. I mean, we were winning. We were confident, and we had a couple breaks not go our way. A couple big plays on their behalf. You know, I don't know what you call it, luck of the Irish or whatever, but they made a couple big plays, and then before you know it, they got back into it, and then it was a seesaw game. And like Coach always says, the momentum is going to change, but it's whoever wins it the last time, and they seized it the last time, and that spelled victory.
Championships of '88 and '89, Bo looks back on his 21-year career at Michigan.
For God's sake, let's get him stopped. And he turned around, looked at me, and his face turned white, and he beat it right there in front of me.
Plus, relive the 1989 championship campaign with another Michigan football classic, Bo's final season. To order, call 1-800-323-2536. Have your Visa or MasterCard ready. The Schembechler.
The only thing that's important right now, I don't care if I gained 1,000 yards today. It doesn't matter right now. I mean, we lost to Notre Dame 4 years in a row. And maybe this is my first time playing against Notre Dame, but I felt it for the last 3 years.
The Wolverines at halftime were down 14-10, and yet, Gary, I didn't sense that there was any panic. The things you were doing was working. As you didn't have to adjust much going to the second half.
Yeah, and I think our kids were fairly comfortable. They didn't like the idea, obviously, of being behind, but I think at the halftime we made a couple adjustments, not a ton, but they felt comfortable and they were ready to play and came out and played an excellent third quarter.
And the first play when you get the football is up top.
Right. We had we went back. We wanted to get out of our own end zone a little better, our own end of the field, and hit Desmond Howard on 2 passes here. He's having a good first game for us, let's say, and as I said, the time that Elvis gets to throw here is good, too.
That's the key. When you give Elvis time to throw, the offensive line got to hold those guys off of it.
Right, right, and probably didn't get the ball the bunch enough, wanted to a little more, tried at times, and there he ran well, and then John Vaughn had a couple of good runs in this drive, and Alan Jefferson will cap it off with the touchdown. But John is... He indicated he's down, and which he should be, but he played a good game. When you get 200 yards, you've had a good work day.
And the other thing about it is you were concerned about the running back situation heading in. It looked like with Jefferson, Bunch, and Vaughn with 200 yards, you got some guys back there that can get it done.
Right. We got to go through a whole year, but we got a good start. But people will defend us differently now, too, once they see us.
The touchdown by Jefferson gives you the lead by 3. They come back, fumble the ball right back to you. Mike Evans gets it. You're in business again, and boy, does Desmond Howard do the job here.
Right. He made a good little move here and then took it down, went about 20 yards for a touchdown. So he had a big evening. And right now, I feel comfortable from the standpoint that now we're back on top and we got a little emotion going in our direction. Our defense plays well here.
Now, this is the play that, talk about the luck of the Irish.
Right. This is a tip pass. It's just, one of those plays, Jim. A guy reaches out and a guy catches it behind him and they get some 40 yards.
And that came after you'd taken a 10-point lead, 3rd and 15. If they don't get it, you might have a shot at really putting them away. And then they come back with that play and are able to get into the end zone.
Right. And really, that pass bothers you a little bit, but the thing you don't want a team to do is run on you. And they were fairly effective running on us, as we did with them. But
you come back, though, and as soon as they score, you begin to answer by going on the ground again. And this is, I thought, a big key drive for you.
Right, and this is a 4th down, and we sent Vaughn around the end, and he picked up about 25 yards or so, which is a major pickup for us. And then we just had a little trouble here after this when Alan Jefferson rips off about 15 yards. So we're blocking in there pretty well. And I wanted to mix it up again and come back and just throw a simple pass here. And we misread the thing here a little bit, Jim, and picked the wrong receiver. Stonebreaker made a fine interception.
And you want to talk about a key play? That was it.
That was it, exactly. That was one that we should have had points on. We missed a field goal and we missed a big opportunity there. Then Ishmael got a big run again that made the momentum go back in their direction.
And yet, even with all of this, you guys are still able to get the turnover.
Right. Veda Murray comes up with a big interception here, and that really helps out.
You get the ball back, You go to a screen pass on a third down play. We could have kept possession, but you miss a block.
Right. If we got the block inside right there, there's no one left downfield, and that would have been a big play. But, you know, you got to give them credit, too. They have some good defensive players, obviously.
And this turns out to be their winning drive, and here's another play where...
Yeah, Anderson missed that by about 2 inches.
You got the play defended pretty well, and it just...
That would have forced them to punt, and I think we could have done everything there that we had to do to preserve the game.
Then they come down again, running the option, and they rolled him out a lot and got outside. You never stopped him from rolling, completing the roll.
Yeah, it's hard, and that's their type of offense, and some of that you have to give up, and it's frustrating, but I'd rather give those things up than I would the running. And then they have a big touchdown there, which and results in them winning the game. We had a futile attempt at the end, throwing a couple deep passes, but we couldn't pull it off.
Mo, talk to me about the kids' emotion, what you talked to them about after the game. Maybe that's your most difficult task at this time, because I know they were pointing to Notre Dame all summer long, and the disappointment is something you've got to deal with this kids, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a hard thing, Jim, right now. Even with the coaching staff and everybody else, we put a lot into this.
Including yourself.
Yes, we wanted to win this game for a number of reasons, and thought we had a great opportunity. I felt confident going in there that we were going to win that game, and the players did too. And now, you know, we're flat on our backs, and UCLA has a big win, and we have to come back with them this week. So that's not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy. And where is your biggest area that you want to get to work on?
Well, I want to shut down the running game of the opponent. I think anytime you can control the ground game of your opponent, you're going to have a good defense. They aren't going to score a lot of points. And then we got to continue to mix it up with our offense. And our offense was relatively new for Notre Dame, and now UCLA gets a look at it. So it's a new challenge next week.
Doesn't get any easier for the Wolverines, but hey, they're 0-1. They can only get better from here. Don't go away. We've got to look at a long-time Michigan man who
killed us, because I think we dominated the game offensively. We did what we had to do to get down in scoring position. But a couple of times in scoring position, we let ourselves down, we let our defense down, because we gave them the ball in great territory and they scored. And also, when we were down in territory, we gave 2 key turnovers. We should have scored. So it's just, to me, basically first game mistakes.
Over there is Michigan's ball that way. But none of those guys would stand up and be counted. None of them.
Yeah, as I said, that fumble wasn't completely his fault, and he had 2 big runs there, and then Elvis steps up in here and avoids pressure. The one good thing about the passing game, Jim, we never really got sacked all day, so that really helped. And then Carlson kicked the field goal for us, made it 7-3. They hurt us a couple times. I think that short one, but then they pitched with Ricky Waters later.
You knew they were going to do some action, didn't you?
Yeah, we expected that. And so we had some of it defended, but we were more worried about the sprint out pass.
Then you come back, and John Vaughn, after fumbling, really gets it going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had put in a no-huddle type offense, trying to set the tempo. The one thing we wanted to do was go down there and set a tempo, both offensively and defensively, and try to take as much charge as we could, because we knew we were up against some good athletes. I knew offensively we had to try to possess the ball. We wouldn't just realize that he was going to carry the ball. Then they come back with Culver, their big fullback, and he cuts back. We had a lot of cutback plays in the game.
Yeah, did you adjust to that later?
Somewhat, but then Ishmael got loose later on 2-on-1, so, and there's Culver again for 6, then Meyer on the option play. The option play, do it by running the ball. We had to loosen them up, and so we mixed up the run and the pass.
And again, what you said, the key to the game, the key to these Notre Dame games seems to always be turnovers.
Yeah, we started out the first play, Jim, with a mix-up in communications, and John Vaughn got called for the fumble, but he didn't even